With hella the hoes, try and think what I'ma tell them when they get alone. I'm a glutton for women I shouldn't yearn for. Shouldn't be tempted, but baby, I like to hurt. Or maybe cause I was searching, I found me the perfect person, but me and her didn't work out. She buried what you worked for. And I carry the bitterness of a cola nut. Jerry and shit, my parents never showed much. Woman either probably could have been a feminist, cause I respect them, but Lord, I got polygamy problems. The hoodie cover bodies, spending money, it's therapeutic. The wear the shit, they don't think that you care to buy. So we buying Prada, Balenciaga, like it is nada. And the Ferrari, my favorite's God, and tax problems. Pierre Moss, I dropped 10 on my last business.
Pierre Moss.
I favor black businesses. Assuming I'm rooting for
everybody that's black.
Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
Hello, everyone. Today is the final Instagram Live that I will be doing with the cast of Generation, the kids version. I was thinking that I maybe would do lives with the adults, if we get a season 2. So look forward to that if that happens. But today we're going to be talking to Marisela Zumbado, who I hope will arrive soon. Yes, she's in the waiting room. So let's get started. I'm so excited for this. I just woke up from a nap. I'm like a little 10-minute nap. And I hopped in the shower. So I'm excited. Oh, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Asai Gal. My birthday's in 8 days. Leo's. Okay, let's invite Marisela. Well, this weird thing's been happening where I breathe in deeply and it hurts my lungs. Hey!
Hi, Justice!
Hi, Marisela!
How are you? Hi!
I miss you.
I miss you too. Okay, this is all set. I've never gone live. I miss you, Justice. How are you?
I'm good.
Do you miss the U.S.?
Yeah, can you? I feel like you can't hear me when I ask questions.
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I do miss the U.S. I'm very, very homesick.
Really?
Yes, but although I heard L.A. is being wild right now, so.
L.A. is always wild.
L.A. is being stupid.
Yeah, L.A. LA needs a nap or something.
LA needs a nap. LA needs a rejuvenative nap.
Yes.
We got it there. Yeah.
It misses you. It misses you.
Yeah, I miss it too. I'm so happy that you could join us today. I know this has been a shit show. We're trying.
Oh my God. That was insane.
That was intense. But I also love your enthusiasm with trying to get on. I don't know if you guys know this, but Marisela behind the scenes was like, should we do it now? I mean, I can get in the car. I can talk in the car.
I wish there was a camera following me for those 30 minutes trying to get on the live with you. I felt so bad. I was literally, I came back from the water, look at my phone, and saw a text from you, and I was expecting 11 p.m. I was like, that's gonna be so cute. I'll be in my room and it's gonna be night and I'm gonna talk to Justice. And then I see my phone and I'm like, no. And then I was just running. I was trying to get in the car. Tried to take the car to a Starbucks where there'd be Wi-Fi. Nothing was working.
Oh my God.
My friend on the beach turned on the live and she was like, my phone's working. Come get my phone. We tried 100 different things.
I'm so sorry. It's honestly, it's my fault because I told you PM instead of AM. I don't understand time. I think time is man-made and stupid, and
it's dumb.
The rules of time.
I wanted it to work so bad.
I appreciate that.
That's so funny.
I also see that you dyed your hair back. When did you dye
your hair? I miss the blonde so much.
when did you dye it back?
Like shortly after, because I did another thing right after that. They wanted it dark. So I dyed it back, but I missed the blonde.
How much has the shaved part grown in?
It's like growing.
Marisela is such a trooper. She literally came in. I don't know how far ahead your audition was, but you came in and they were like, "We're gonna cut your hair off and we're gonna dye it blonde." And you were
It
like,
was like
"All right."
it was like the day before. It was like I think I auditioned on a Sunday, and then I did a callback with Daniel, Ben, and Zelda on Monday, and then cut my hair, dyed it and everything on Tuesday, and was there on Wednesday on set.
Wow.
Yeah,
How did
it
you
was
feel?
super fast.
Were you scared when they told you that they wanted you to cut and dye your hair?
I was like really excited because they were like before I got it, they were like, what would she do to her hair? And I was like, I'll do anything. And and then we were like going back and forth with ideas, and I started getting super nervous, and like I didn't know like what it was gonna be. So I went to base camp, not really to get it cut, not really knowing like what it was gonna be. But then
Right.
I got there, and Daniel and Ben were like, we got you, it's gonna be whatever you want, we're gonna figure this out, we're gonna make it cool. And Ben like stayed in the trailer the whole time that it was being cut, and
Oh,
it was so fun. And I was so stoked to go blonde. I'd always wanted to do that, so that
your
was
hair
cool.
was a lot longer than that too. Like it was like
Yeah,
really long, right? That's what.
yeah, it was like here. Yeah, I have like a time lapse of it being cut. I should share that.
You should absolutely post that. Have you posted it?
Yeah, yeah, it
That's
was
like
cool.
great content. Give the people what they want.
But you too, right? Like, when did you dye yours?
I dyed mine. Let's see. I got the audition. My process was a lot longer because I auditioned for the guidance counselor first, and then
Oh, right.
yeah, who was originally it was a different part altogether, and then I didn't get it, and they wanted me to come in for Chester, but I didn't really want to go in for Chester because I didn't want to play high schoolers anymore. And my friend was like, "You should just do it. It's a really cool part." I was like, "Okay." And then I went in the room. I got the part. I was like, "Oh, this is a cool part." And then I remember, like, I think like a week before we started shooting, I called Daniel and I was like, "I want to go blonde."
Oh, really?
But it was completely my idea. I was just like, "I want to go blonde. I think I should go blonde." Or like, I was even thinking ginger, like having like red hair.
Yeah.
Um,
That's crazy because I can't imagine Chester not blonde now.
I know, right? It's like,
Yeah,
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 I
it
just was
really
like,
is.
I would absolutely be blonde.
That's
Um,
crazy.
and it was fun. Although it was a hell, and my hair started falling out. Did
Yeah,
yours start
mine's
falling
all.
out too?
Oh, my hair is totally just damaged, just like broken, just like. Hopefully, it grows back.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see.
It was a shit show, but
We'll see.
especially with like I think it's a kind of easier with longer hair because you can have more wait time for the roots to grow out, and you could just do the roots. But
Yeah.
for shorter hair, they had to like do the whole head over and over again until we brought in what's his face? I forgot his name.
Oh,
Shit, the
I
guy
remember.
whose husband was in the show.
Yes, I can't remember his name, but he was awesome.
Yeah, Patrick, I think.
I never worked with him. Yeah.
He literally went in with like a small brush, like a mustache brush or whatever, and just did the roots, like
With the
the roots,
dye?
so my hair would stop falling out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what happened to me because we did it. My roots were coming out like a lot, and then we redid, I think, like the whole thing, and then that's when it was just like screwed.
Yeah, that's apparently you're not supposed to do
I
that.
guess not.
So hopefully if we get a season 2, that won't happen again.
Yeah, maybe we'll all just chop off our hair so there's no issues with hair.
Everyone's shaved head. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me more about your audition process when you went in to see Daniel. What was the scene that you guys did? What was the
Yeah.
audition?
Well, I first auditioned for Riley for the pilot. So that was
Oh,
like
whoa.
a year before I'd auditioned for Riley, and I loved the script so much, and I got a call back for Riley and then didn't get it, obviously. And then yeah, a year later this came back around with like the other roles, and I was so stoked. And then yeah, the audition was Mine was all self-tapes. Yours was in person?
Mine was in person, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I missed that. It
What
was
was
all
the
the Greta and Luz stuff at the skate park. Those are the audition scenes.
right?
So then when I was like supposed to be into Riley in the beginning, I was like, what? Like this is like I had no clue what was happening. But
I see.
and then we learned.
I really have to commend you because I thought that you had the hardest part in the show because we don't normally get scripts in advance. Like, I mean, we get like a couple episodes in advance, but we didn't get any of the scripts for part 2 when we were shooting part 1. So Marisela came in and she had like 2 lines in that episode that you came in, and like and in the scene that you did in the audition, so you basically like didn't know who this character was at all, and then like fully fleshed them out in just like 2 lines. I remember when we did that scene and you said those 2 lines, I was just like, oh, this girl's amazing. I really was like so impressed because I was like, it's so clear that there's a person behind that, because when I read it, I was just like, I don't know who this is, and like, I wouldn't want to like come in and like do 2 lines and have to figure out like establish a whole character. And
Thank you. I just like, that's really nice. And I mean, yeah, I knew the audition scenes, and then with every line, like Luz says, there's gotta be like something behind it, because they're not just like nothing lines. Like she says very direct things with like not much else backing it, and so I'm like, okay, this is a very specific type of person that is just gonna not say much and then say this right here. And
right.
So I think the writing definitely like just gave Luz a character. It was the writing for sure.
I do love Luz's character because, I mean, in addition to that bluntness, there's like a isolation that she has. I mean, it's like maybe it's because of the bluntness, but I'm so curious to see her in season 2, if we get one, like explore like that loneliness. Like, is there a loneliness with that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was like definitely, like it would say in the script, like Luz is like on her own listening to music or like something else, and it is a very like intentional thing that she kind of did, like isolate herself. But and I would talk about it with Daniel, and he was like, she isolated herself, but like there's still that little space for like wanting to connect, and then that's where she goes in strong with like those lines and stuff, and it never really lands. But it's that kind of just like, I'm here. I don't know if I can fully like be here, but I want to. Like, do you see that? But then it appears that she's like confident enough in herself that like she doesn't need to be fully like integrated. Because I do think she has a sense of confidence, but I feel like with that is always, maybe it's like overcompensating for like insecurity.
Right. One of my favorite exchanges is when you're on the bus and they're playing Never Have I Ever. And Naomi's like, okay, it's Cooper's turn. And you're like, I'll go. I never said I love you. Wait, have I? And then Naomi's like, okay, it's Cooper's turn.
Chloe was so funny with that.
It's so funny. But it's just also just like Luz is just rampant. She's so fucking. She just like comes in and just like, I'm here too, and you're like, okay.
No, calm down, girl. Like, say hello. Why don't you?
Yeah. She's like, what about arson? Like, she doesn't say anything, and she's like, can I blow shit up? And they're like,
that's what I mean.
But then, and then there's this like really like there's like this vulnerability that comes out that I think you play so beautifully when you confess your feelings for Riley at the party. It's so interesting, and I have a theory about this. And Daniel and Zelda say that it's not this, but I think it's really interesting if it is this. But I don't know that Luz uses Greta because she actually likes Riley the whole time and is trying to make Riley jealous. What do you think about that?
I really never saw it as that. So
okay.
I really didn't, but that is super interesting. I don't think Luz is like malicious. I think she's more just like self-involved and like doesn't really, and like just like wants to get what she wants at the moment, and like maybe doesn't think about what the consequences could be. because I didn't know at the top of of the show that it was going to end up that way, obviously, because like we don't get the scripts ahead of time. But then it was like down the line, Daniel did say like, hey, I don't know if this would help, like if you would play this differently, knowing that that this is going to happen in the finale. And then that did totally change like how I thought about Luz's interactions with Riley. But yeah, I never saw it as that. I saw it as like she was super into Riley, tried to get Riley. She knew that Riley was into Greta and like was fine with just hooking up with her. And then saw that maybe there could be something with Greta and wanted to try that too. And that didn't go her way. But yeah, if you're attracted to someone, it kind of like that's always there.
Right. And so that's why she kind of is like, I'm seeing the way you move throughout the world. Like first I was attracted to you and I was fine with just hooking up, and now I see so much of myself in you, and like I like you.
Yeah, and I think it probably hurt like when she was there like at the dinner, like there for Greta, and then saw, Greta and Riley's dynamic, and that yeah, and that like they were there for each other, but and yeah, and maybe that gave her more of an insight just to like who Riley is and stuff. And I think there can be love for both at the same time.
That's true. That dinner is so. When you say I get so mad at you when you guys go outside to get ice cream, and Riley's like, I think I'm gonna go, and Greta's like, really? And you're like, bye.
I know, like sounds good. That wasn't even in
I
the
was
script.
like,
Somebody threw that in when we were shooting it, and I was like, "Oh my god, like that's so rude." In that episode specifically, I would say lines we would cut, and I would be like, "So douchey," just like everything with the refrigerator, and just like trying to be this like machismo, like.
The refrigerator is a flex. The fact that she
Oh
comes
my
in
god.
is a fucking flex.
Ooh, she's too much.
She is. But it's also, I think it's like what you were saying in terms of like.
What?
Oh, there you're. Okay, sorry, you were loading. It's what you were saying in terms of her like. What were you saying? Like she's just trying to connect. Like
Yeah.
it's like she's trying to connect with Riley, and Riley is just kind of using her as a fling, and then she's trying to connect to Greta. And can you hear me, or is this still loading? Hello. Hello. Ah! No. Is it me or is it? Is it me or is it? Okay. Marisela, what is going on?
Ay, ay, ay.
Hello.
Hi.
What was the last thing you heard me say?
You were saying that you weren't sure if it was something that I said, but like with the confidence and just wanting to connect.
Like she's like into Riley, and Riley's just kind of using her as a fling, and then she's like, oh, I have this connection with Greta, and then like she sees the way that Greta is still into Riley, and also like doesn't really like her in the way that she needs to be liked,
Yeah.
and feels like she deserves to be liked, and then she's just like, I think it's like when she's like, okay, sounds good. It's just kind of like she's like, who's gonna like me? Like, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that is out of frustration, and it's just like, okay, there's one less person that's like I have to fight against right now. I don't know, like, because she didn't expect Riley to be there, and like that could have been a cool moment cool night for Luz and Greta, because like they were hanging out, and it was, I mean, she was like making her moves, but but she got invited to dinner, and that could have
Yeah,
been
she's
just like
super
chill.
fam.
Yeah.
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 I also think, like, you know, in high school, like, it's when you're queer in high school, it's so hard to like find other queer people that are like available, and so it's like
Hmm.
the only two like fun like queer people, or at least like people that Luce is like, because she literally comes to the GSA because she's like, there's no one
I'm
fucking.
single.
She's single, like, and there's no one at this fucking school.
Yeah, Luce wanted something. Like there was a clear motive, like for her interactions.
Also, I also love the theory that whoa, what just happened to my brain? In the pilot, Riley and Greta are talking about how Riley took pictures of Lucia and that she has great eyes and all this kind of stuff, and then you come in as Luce, and Zelda said that it is this. You guys are the same person, but you and Riley didn't really connect when she was taking pictures of you because Riley takes pictures of everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Photo
Yeah.
shoot. It's
Yeah, I
normal.
loved that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then meanwhile,
Right.
you're watching her and she's watching you, kind of thing.
Right. I know, that is cool. That is cool. We did ask Zelda about that on my first day there. And she was like, yeah, that's Luz. And then yeah, it's cool that like yeah, those next interactions are
We love the callback.
the eyes, Luz watching Riley, and then I think Riley does like take another picture of Luz on the bus.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she moves away.
Yeah. I love that part. But that same day, I remember meeting you and seeing you do, like I had read the pilot like when it came out, and then I think I had just read that episode. And is that the one that starts with you getting ready to Britney Spears?
Episode 4.
Okay, yeah, that was that one.
Yeah, episode 4.
And so yeah, that was the one that I had read after the pilot, and I remember reading that scene and being just like, oh my God, like this is Chester, and like this is not on TV. And I was just like so excited about Chester through that scene. And that was like all that I had seen or known of him at that point. And then I saw you do that like monologue in the GSA about going to San Francisco. And
Yeah.
I was just like so blown away and like emotional that like this character is on TV, and like the way that you play him is just it's so good. And that was like my first impression of it.
Same. I really think like I know so many people like Chester, and it's crazy that we haven't like centered them in their own story, because I feel like a lot of times we put like Chester archetypes in TV and film, but it's always like a side character that's like 4 lines.
Yeah.
It's like the best friend or whatever. Mm-hmm. Cool to like make them the protagonist, you know?
No, yeah. Totally.
I realized that I forgot to ask you our traditional questions that we do on this live.
Okay,
I have quick fire questions, and just answer them to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. Have you listened to Doja Cat's new album?
No, I have not. Have you?
Yeah, it's good. You should listen to it.
Okay, I will.
Number 2. Have you listened to Tyler, the Creator's new album?
No, I haven't listened to that either.
Okay, it's good. Number 3. Did you know that Shrek won an Oscar?
It won an Oscar?
Yeah.
I did not know that. What was it
Shrek
for?
won an Oscar in 2002 for Best Animated Movie.
I didn't know. I love Shrek.
Shrek is so good. Have you seen Shrek 2?
I've seen Shrek 2.
Have you seen Shrek 3?
I don't know if I've seen Shrek 3.
Have you seen Shrek 4?
There's not a 4.
There is a 4. There's 5 movies.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Oh my God. Have you seen all of them?
I haven't seen the last one because I think it was shit.
Oh my God. I've definitely seen 1 and 2. I actually just...
I don't know.
I just saw the first one like again recently.
First one is so good. It's such a
It's
great movie.
so good. The music is so good too. I'm seeing
Oh
if
no,
there's
you're right. There is four. There's only four. No.
I have a really funny Shrek story.
What's your funny Shrek story?
Okay. Did you see, I don't know who made it. Did you see somebody made something as the generation cast as like characters from Shrek?
Yes.
Okay, they made Luz Puss in Boots. And I thought that was so funny because when I was like when I was like 19 and I was like acting in Atlanta, oh no, in Miami doing just like commercials and stuff and was just trying to make money. There was an opportunity to be Puss in Boots at like a baseball game for $200 and my friend got to be my like whatever it's called, like person that's there walking around with me and making sure I don't die. And I did that for $250.
That is phenomenal.
I did it. I dressed up as Puss in Boots and took pictures with people and danced, and so that made me laugh so hard when that was
How did
the.
you dance? Wait, what did you do like a Puss in Boots
No,
dance?
didn't like dance. I just did like poses, like moves, like
You didn't
in
speak, right? You
photos.
just were in
No,
there.
you can't talk. And the only thing that I had to see and breathe was like his eyeball, and that was like it was a space like this big, and that was like the only hole to breathe and to see. So my friend was there with me, and we were just like dying laughing the whole time, just because I couldn't see, I couldn't breathe, had no clue where I was going, and she would just like drag me around the Marlins Stadium, and what would they?
That's fucking hilarious.
I
Someone
know, that
said
was so
Puss
funny.
in Boots, but they spelled it like lose. Loose.
Oh
Poos.
yeah.
Puss in Boots.
Oh, Luke.
That is crazy. That is, I can't wait. Is it like really
Oh,
hot?
they say Pablo and Luz is Poos. Poos and Luz.
Puss in Boots. Oh, Pablo and Luz. That's right.
Pablo and Luz. That would never happen.
They put Pablo and Luz together because Pablo and Luz are the two people that keep interrupting Riley and Greta from talking.
Right. I was so scared of everybody because when we got to see some of the episodes, I fell in love with like the Greta and Riley thing, and I was like, I can't believe I'm the one that's coming between this. It was like before we shot some of the stuff, and then I was like, people are gonna be nasty. This is gonna be rough.
People have been upset. People have been a little
Understandably,
nasty.
though, I understand, and there needs to be some conflict for you to love them more. You know?
Exactly. So true. People
So
really want to just watch their favorite characters have happy lives and there's no conflict and
it's
nothing
not
goes
life.
wrong. Everyone's happy. That's what
There has
everyone
to
wants.
be a loose in every love story so that the love
Exactly.
is there. Like there wouldn't have been that beautiful scene in the finale between Riley and Greta if they hadn't been through so much shit.
Exactly. That scene is amazing.
Yeah.
So where do you see Luce going in season 2? Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to explore?
I don't know. I think Luce is probably, I feel like she just did a lot of like searching and discovery, and maybe she comes more into her own. Maybe she gets a girlfriend.
We would love that. Love that for Luce.
What about Chester?
Chester is. I would love to see Chester's family dynamics more.
Oh yeah.
We haven't really learned a lot about Chester's family.
Mm-hmm.
I would love Chester to explore self-love. He's a little obsessed with love,
Mm.
like being in love and being in a relationship, and I think he needs to explore some self-love.
Yeah. I wonder what that would look like for him.
I agree. I think it would be a really interesting storyline.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Knock on wood. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Everyone is saying that I forgot to ask you, what is your favorite non-canon ship?
Well, Oh, I want Jay and Cooper.
Jupiter!
Super! Super!
I love
Imagine how
Jupiter.
fun that would be.
That would be great. I think that they would be really good together. I
I
agree.
feel like they would just like love life and be living life in the best way possible and like just vibe.
Yes, I so feel that. I so feel that. Okay, let's answer some fan questions now.
Okay.
If you would give your character Luce some advice, what would it be?
Hmm. I would tell Luce. I think she needs to like know that she can be confident without having to let everybody know how confident she is, and just by being herself and doing her and like and yeah, having the confidence that she tries to express so harshly, people will see that and then people will gravitate to her because it's not so in your face, I think.
What do you think Luce's zodiac sign is?
I feel like I want to ask you that.
I think she's an Aries.
An Aries, really?
Aries are very blunt, impulsive, very
Oh,
self-sufficient, very much
okay.
like on their own.
A water,
Aries.
that's a water sign?
No, it's a
No,
fire
or
sign.
no. Oh, fire sign, fire sign. Yeah, Justice knows all about the zodiacs.
Love the zodiacs.
So I'll take that.
Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Oh, team. I think I was always Team Edward.
Team who?
Team Edward, Team Edward.
Oh, I
Or
was
you?
Team Hunger Games.
I love the Hunger Games.
How did you react when you found out that Luce liked Riley?
Like at the end, I thought I like after I found out, I thought it made sense. I thought it was like, yeah, I think the like beginning thing that she had with Riley and that she played off to be cool and just like fine with being hooking up. I think there was still always something more there. And so I think it made a lot of sense for her to, after having gone through something with somebody else, realize maybe what she was like missing in Riley. And I was like, and I could definitely see that and see why she wanted to just like go for it and tell Riley that because Riley's so special.
I agree. Ben Barnes is here. Say hi to Ben.
Hi Ben. Can we add more?
Also, someone said, I feel like the self-confidence thing Marisela said goes for both her and Chester. I agree. I think
Oh
they
really?
have that in common.
That's interesting. But I don't think Chester does that in a way that's like off-putting.
Chester, I think his whole storyline is that like his authenticity and his truth and being honest sometimes pushes people away, and because it's like intimidating to people, it's not necessarily like. I mean, he can be blunt, but he's also, in addition to that, very like parental, and so like he loves to take care of people. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
why a lot of people are gravitated towards him, but it's hard for him to like fall in love or like meet someone who's going to be his perfect match or like find like a meaningful relationship because like all these like shiny things that he wears, his big personality, and his pursuit for authenticity like sometimes pushes people away because they think like, oh, I can't handle that.
Or
You know
like
what I
I
mean?
have to compete with that or like live up to that too.
Yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh,
people,
that Bo and him were so cute.
Bo and him are really, it's a
For
good
that.
match. But oh well.
That's interesting too that Eduardo's here. Um, that's interesting too that
Wait,
you
Eduardo's here?
yeah,
Where's Eduardo?
he was here and then Ben just said Eduardo. He said hola, hola Eduardo.
Where? I don't see him.
Is he still here? I don't know.
Hi,
Eduardo was
Eduardo.
one of the
For the people who
camera
don't know,
operators.
Eduardo was one of our camera operators.
He's amazing. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there he
he's
is. There he is. He's amazing. I love him so much. He's the best. He's the best.
Eduardo's like with the camera like a dancer, right? Like he would move and find shots that like only he could see because of the way that he's moving, and then just like I don't know, it was awesome to watch him.
He's incredibly intuitive too, like with
Yes.
his camera movement. And I remember when Daniel asked me to do that scene in the season finale where I'm like naked, I was like, I want Eduardo to shoot it. Like,
oh wow,
I trust is Eduardo. Like,
wow.
Eduardo just makes me feel comfortable on set. You can like he just puts out artist vibes, like
Totally.
intuition. Like, it's
Yes.
the fucking best.
Yes. Yeah. So good. I was gonna say about what you were saying before is Chester being parental. That's like interesting that that's something that he takes on because of his like relationship with his parents. So that's interesting that he can find that in himself. And, like,
I mean, it happens a lot to kids who like don't really have strong parental figures in their life. At a young age, they grow up really fast.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And they start to like be the role that was missing from their own life.
Yeah.
I put a lot of characters that have parental issues. Well, I'm always playing characters with dead moms.
You always do?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's so bad. I'm like, Mom. What
You need a good. You need a TV mom. Who would be your TV mom?
I know. So this question is, how was it like meeting Haley and Chase for the first time?
I think the first time I met everybody was that GSA day, and everybody was amazing. I was so just like overwhelmed by everyone's talent and how nice and cool and just like incredible everyone was, and that we were all there together, like doing the same thing. It really felt like New Kid in School because like Luz was the new girl in the club, and I was like new on set that day, so it was very much that dynamic and like trying to get to know everybody in that day, and yeah, it was cool.
Awesome. I remember being so impressed by you that day.
I felt like that day when I sat down in that chair at GSA, that was like the first time that in like those 3 days from like audition to shooting that I actually was just like, oh, like, okay, I'm here, because it happened so fast.
I know exactly what you mean. Okay,
Yeah.
so this was disregarding gender and sexuality for a second. Who do you think would be the best fit to be with Luce out of the kids? So not necessarily like romantic fit, but just like who do you think she would fit with the best?
Maybe like Jay, because I feel like she could use just like that calming energy.
Yeah.
And I feel like they would just vibe.
Juice. Let's go Juice.
Juice. Well, I don't know about romantic, but I feel like they would just be a good pair.
You're basically saying that Luce needs to smoke some weed.
For sure. Where's Jay at?
What's the trait of Luce's that you admire and would like to adopt?
I like that she's direct. I think it's really cool that she doesn't think too much about what she wants to say, and she says what's on her mind. I think that a lot of people, I could use that. I mean, I think I have taken that from Luce. Like a lot, I've really like tried to keep a lot of what I've learned from Luce in my life, because I think that's it's so cool when you can just be honest and you don't have to worry about what would have happened if you were honest. And she, I mean, does that like no one I've seen, and so that's definitely something I admire.
I learned the same thing from Chester, and it's like, fuck, it helped me so much in life.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why am I people pleasing all the time? Just fucking say what I mean.
Yeah, because nobody wants that. Like the people on the receiving end don't want that either. It's like everybody just wants honesty from each other and to be honest.
Yeah. So I just read this question.
Who's the biggest diva?
And why is it Justice?
It's Justice because Justice was Chester the whole time.
Yeah, so it wasn't me, it was Chester.
It was Chester. Oh, I was going to ask you that. because
Yeah.
you were on set, you were Chester. Like, there was no justice, I feel like. And I was wondering if that was something that you like consciously decided to do, or if it just kind of like fell into place and then it was just easier to just like stay at.
I find with like certain roles that I play, I need to like, in order to bridge the gap between me and them, I need to kind of like be in it, because I don't like to worry about like base things like how does this character move, how does this character speak, because I like to focus on the more important things, which are how does like what are these characters' personality traits, what does this character want, and stuff like that. So if I just like move and speak how the character is, I don't have to worry about that, and then I can like focus on the stuff that matters. I mean, that stuff matters too, but like that's kind of like my route into it. But I also think that like I think every character I play is a different state of my being. So it's like I like Chester is me. Like I am Chester, just in a different set of circumstances. Like all my characters are just me in a different set of circumstances. It's like, what if I am dressed like this and talk like this and move like this? How would I operate through the world? What if I believe these things? How would I operate through the world? And that's how I would operate if I was 17 growing up now and I dressed like that and I lived in Anaheim and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't grow up in Anaheim.
I know, that's crazy. I feel like that too. And that's like, it's like that thing is like the skeleton, and then everything else is like, isn't. Oh my God, Chase is here.
Hi, Chase.
Hi, Chase.
But
I don't know why I feel like I have to scream at the camera.
I did the same thing. I definitely feel like I you know, I'm so okay with people like calling me by my name, and like it's not like I'm like I don't know where I am, you know.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't. My idea of method isn't necessarily like it's just like I don't know. It's just like once I put on basically my rule was like once I put on the clothes, that's how I'm gonna be, and then once I take the clothes off, because clothes matter the most to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, especially his. They're so.
I would feel fucking ridiculous if I wore Chester's clothes and then I was like fucking manspreading. Like, I was like, this isn't right. Like, it just kind of brings something out of you the way you walk. Like, in a crowd.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, it seems really authentic. It doesn't seem like you're like trying to be like, don't call me Justice or anything like that. It just seems like you were there.
Like, you need to do whatever helps you with the character. Like, your process is your process. Like, if you need to just fucking, sometimes there's days where I just need to like fucking laugh and not think about it at all and like joke with the crew until they say action and go. And sometimes there's moments where I need to like listen to music and go off in the corner and not touch anyone and do it. And sometimes there's characters in which I have to say it, and sometimes characters in which I don't. You know, it just depends on the specific thing.
Yeah, so Chester was a good diva on set.
Okay. Let's see. I think I kind of understand the question. As Luce said, that her and Riley view love the same. Do you think that's a good thing that they view love similarly?
That is a really interesting question. I think yes. I think it's not like necessary for two people to see love the same, but I think when you do, or if you feel like you do see love the same as whatever you do with your partner, then that's just like a good basis to go from, because that gives you room to grow in other ways and to like explore different aspects of a relationship if you're kind of like on that same level of understanding love, or like wanting love to look the same way. I thought that was cool.
Do you think that the way Luce and Riley view love is a healthy perspective of love?
Maybe the way that they execute it isn't healthy, but maybe the way that they view it is realistic, and I think that is healthy. But I think they could probably both work on how they move through it for themselves in healthier ways. It's hard, but it's so hard.
I'm trying to remember. Do you remember what the lines were? Someone said, how would you explain how Luce and Riley view love? Because you say it's finale.
This was like that's not all rainbows and butterflies or something, and that there's a darkness to it. Right. And I think maybe the darkness to it is like the unknown aspect, that you don't necessarily always know what the other person's feeling or like where something's gonna go. But that's there and that's real, and that's something that you can get through with somebody else. They know a lot about love for teenagers. I think that Gen Z does.
Sure, you know, there's so many resources about like love and dating now, but also like I think when you're in high school and your hormones are fucking going crazy and all you think about is love and sex and dating and being alone or being with someone, it's like it's the moment when you start like forming philosophies around it and like cementing your ideas of like what love is.
Yes, yeah, those are the formative years for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a routine to help you get into character?
I kind of like I feel like I was kind of in just like Luce's like world and zone for myself like the whole time like the show was being shot, and like I was in it like sporadically, but like I didn't want to like leave, like go too far away from that. Just to always, just so that I could be close. But it's just like thinking a lot about the character in the world and listening to music and just immersing myself in the things that I think like the character would also be doing, and just trying to stay there.
I do you have anyone in real life that you based your portrayal of Luce on?
Oh, actually, so in one of my first fittings, so I didn't know too much about the show like when I started, and
right.
I didn't know the exact tone I didn't know a lot. But in one of my fittings, Shirley, the costume designer, told me that I love Shirley, and and all of them. Shirley told me to watch Betty, that show, also on HBO Max. And so I watched that and I was like, yes, like Lou's like would hang with these girls, I feel like. And so I like went more into like that world and like just like found different people in that circle that I was like, oh, I can pull from that, from there. And now I'm like, that's the best show.
And then she ends up being a skater too.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know how to skate beforehand, or did you learn?
I skated like when I was a kid a little bit, but not much as an adult. So yeah, I went on my board and started skating. And one of the stuff coordinator Jess, they helped me to like send me like videos and stuff because Jess was there for stunts on that day at the skate park because I think because of the skate park and because of the bike scene where Haley fell off the bike. But Jess is a really good is like a skater, so yeah, they're giving me tips too.
That's awesome. Also, yeah. Jess in the Haley wig when they had to pretend to be Haley.
Oh, that wasn't Jess. That was a different double.
That wasn't no, that was a day. No, not okay. That was that day. No, you weren't there that day because it was episode 8. There's a scene where we're driving in the car when we're like trying to drop the baby off, and because of the shot, like the shot had to be the car was actually being driven, and so Haley was just like legally allowed to like drive, but not safe. So Jess had to wear his like that Haley's hair.
Oh my god!
People behind.
That's amazing. That's so cool. I wonder if they got a picture. The stunt double that was there on the falling off the bike scene. I worked with her. She was my stunt double on another show that I had done like last year.
The show that you did with Diego.
No.
It's so crazy.
No stunts for that show.
How come you took so long to tell the cast that you and Diego played boyfriend girlfriend in a different show?
I didn't. I said it on the first day. Maybe you didn't hear it.
I didn't hear. Maybe I keep it out. I was like, nah.
I for sure said it when I was meeting everybody, and I was like, oh my god, Diego, this is so weird. And then we were like, yeah, I played his girlfriend on the show that he was on.
That's so crazy.
It was so funny. We were so much younger. That was crazy.
How much earlier was that before the show?
I think that was 4 years ago.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you look exactly the same age. When doing intimate scenes, how do you prepare for that?
That scene in the motel was like the first time I had ever done anything that intimate on screen. I mean, I've been like kissing scenes, but the intimacy coordinator was really Rachel. She was awesome, and she would like call us days before the scene, and like check in, and she was there like when they would like blocking and everything, just to make it like comfortable technically, which was awesome. And then yeah, but and Daniel too had called me before, and like we were talking about it and like what he pictured it looking like, and I remember seeing it written. Like I loved how it was written. I loved how that makeup scene was just like written, and so I was excited for it. And I wasn't after like talking to him and stuff, and just like seeing his vision and like how it was gonna play out. I wasn't super nervous. It was fun. It was cool.
It's funny. The intimate scenes are like people don't really understand. I think that's the beauty of like intimacy coordination is that it makes it look really spontaneous and real, but it's so choreographed.
Yeah.
Like so technical and like void of any like sexual tension.
Yes. Any room for anything other than like following your directions.
It's really like a dance, like you said.
Yeah.
But the way that scene is so angsty and so hot and so like the look that you gave her when she entered the room, I'm like, ah!
I love how I love the song that they use. I think it's Shadow. I think it's a song called It's So Good. And
it's so good.
I remember even that look like right before that was Laura, the DP. I like had my phone just like on the bed, and she was like, oh, hold your phone like this. Like look up to Riley because like the lighting is just like really cool, and she made that on it. And then,
oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
We love Laura.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I really like that scene.
But yeah, it was definitely like a dance. We're all yours like that too. We're just like, you know exactly where you're going and like.
Yeah, it's so technical. And sometimes it's like too technical. I'm like, wait, how do I get a blowjob? I think about like what my face is like when what character do you think you're most like in real life?
Ooh. I think.
Wait. Someone said, why do you think her motel door was open? Luce's motel door was open.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, it's definitely for that reason. Actually, I think I talked to Daniel about this. Like that reason of her just like wanting to be part of the group without like actually like taking the lead and doing it. Like Luce wasn't hanging with everybody, but everyone was playing. What was it, Truth or Dare?
Yeah.
Like I was in my room, but I left my door open for the hope of like maybe somebody comes and hears my music and wants to make out with me.
Okay, so what character do you think you're most like in real life?
I think I can relate to, especially like high school me, because that's like what I would see since they're all in high school. I think I could relate to Greta.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and just like kind of like internally like trying to figure out who you are and how you want to express that for sure in high school.
How have you been surfing?
Ooh, I learned how to surf when I lived in Florida, where I'm from, but the waves there are like so tiny compared to here, and so I've been like relearning in the past couple of years. It's fun.
I don't know why surfing looks like a huge thing. Everyone I know knows how to surf. I'm like, what is
really?
surfing?
Have you ever?
No, I don't really like the beach. I do like the ocean, but I don't like the beach.
We have to all go. Diego saying he wants to go too.
You teach me how to surf, yeah?
I taught my cousin how to surf this weekend, and she's like better than I am. She went out twice, and now she's like addicted. And yeah, instructor. My cousin has a Sagittarius. Sagittarius.
Marisela is a Sagittarius, Cancer, Moon, Aries ascendant.
Justice knows everybody's everything and remembers. I think it's the coolest thing about you.
I remember like I don't remember their name. I just remember their sign.
I love that. Do you know anything about North Nodes?
Yeah, North Node is like basically like where you're growing. You need to like grow into that sign, and South Node is like past life karma that you're trying to puts it in, and you need to like step away from. So like my South Node is in Aries, so past lives I was very individualistic and on my own, and I feel way more comfortable being alone, being by myself. Like, and then my journey, which is North Node, which is Libra, because it's always the opposite sign, is about like learning how to be in partnership with people, learning how to compromise, learning how to not isolate, and learning how to trust other people. Like I'm learning myself, I'm learning blah blah blah. So whatever your South Node is like basically like where you're comfortable in a bad way, and then your North Node is where you need to push yourself and like grow into that.
Oh, interesting. I was just reading about something on North Node. I didn't know like what they were about. I was just reading about mine, and mine is also Sagittarius.
Well,
I didn't know what that meant. I like that it's like for growth, and then South Node is for like your past life. That's really cool.
That's really interesting. I wonder what that means. Sounds probably like past life karma of like being like maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
Gemini usually are like really kind of like boring, needing a lot of stimulus, needing a lot of intellectual stimulus, and like kind of can be not fickle, but like just like wishy-washy, like really like because they're mutable, so they can be like really like just like going with the flow of everybody kind of thing, and which sometimes they get the like repetition being food-based because they can be kind of manipulative and like they're highly communicative, so they like know how to get what they want from communication. And Sagittarius are a lot more like blunt and like have set opinions. They're like the most opinionated of the signs. They love travel. They love like there's like natural leaders. They like are great at giving advice. They're a lot more like while Geminis are like more kind of like flighty.
Okay.
So maybe
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Lorena's a kind of Sagittarius sun too. Yes. Yeah, I know. You know those.
Do you think Luce really had feelings for Brent? We kind of touched down on this, but
yeah, I think for sure. I think she was like exploring it, and yeah, I think she thought Brett was really cool, and wanted to see where it could go. I think she definitely did.
What do you think that she saw in Brent that she liked?
I think just like I think that she liked that they could connect from their past because that's always like such a level of like comfortability, like being like, oh yeah, I remember when we knew each other and did this like years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think that was like an easy way for her to like start connecting with her, and then I think she liked how they talked and just how like cool and chill Greta is, and that she's so different from Luz that could be something cool too.
I think another element like of Luz that I mean this is completely conjecture, but like Greta made Luz work for it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like the first time when Luz is like, "Can I kiss you?" I don't know if Luz has ever been told no. You know what I mean? Because she's so like, "This is what I want," and this is what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, and I kind of think she didn't hate being told no. It was kind of like, oh, okay, so now this is a challenge for me, and I'm all for it. So that was kind of like, okay, I respect that for sure, and I'm gonna keep trying because I think you would like me if you knew more about me. And so I think that was definitely a big part for Luz. Remember that day? No, just remember that day when I couldn't stop crying.
So for the more watching, there's a scene where Luz skates up and Chester and Nathan are taking pictures of the skate park. Or it's not a skate park; it's a parking lot.
Yeah.
And Luz skates up and then like talks about their past. Every time Martha would skate up, I think because of the wind, like the wind in her eyes, she would skate up and she'd be full tears, like crying, but like, a smile on her face, but like not the scene.
Crying.
Like every take, she was just like bawling,
sobbing, and I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to be like, I'm literally sobbing right now, and I didn't want to wipe my tear because that would be so dumb. And then Tessa, the other director, was like, you don't see it, like it's fine. But I did not know how it would be seen because it was like.
I've heard it every time. I was like, is it okay? For a second, I was like, around it, and like I feel like we should like talk about it. It's like,
no, yeah.
It'd be better, like maybe like I'd be like, why are you crying?
Like what's so
Yeah. The question is, Marcella, Marcella, how are you so hot and gorgeous at the same time?
Good question. I don't know.
Do you speak any languages?
Puedo hablar en español, pero not very well. I just speak a little bit of Spanish.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you think you can answer questions in Spanish, or do you think?
Maybe, I don't know. We can try one. Probably
not. Question here. I don't know if this is a question. I don't know.
Where did it go?
Hola, ¿pueden decir algunas frases en español?
Oh, it's the phrase in español. Okay. Hola, me llamo Marisela, soy de Miami, y mis padres son de Cuba y me encanta cocinar cubano. And so we said you like Cuban food. Is that true?
Who?
We said.
Yes, I like. Well, I recommended a Cuban restaurant to Zelda, who's going to Connecticut to go to Yale. There's a Cuban restaurant there that's really good called Sol de Cuba, I think.
In Connecticut?
Right, like in the Yale grounds.
I wonder how it is.
It's fun. I know the owner. She's really cool. What's your favorite loose look?
Ooh, I really liked her finale look, and I liked that look a lot. And I love this bowling shirt that I wore at the Hamburger Mary episode. The name said Dick, and Shirley wanted was looking for bowling shirts, and like people were sending her like a bunch of options, and like she was like, no, that's not it. And then this one was like perfect, and the name was Dick, and I was like, that's so loose. I love that.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Do you have a snack? Usually we eat a snack on these lives. You have a snack?
I want a snack. I'm drinking coffee. What do you have? I have a basil plant next to me. I could start munching on.
I was upset, and I was like, I really have a craving for Oreos. So I ordered 3 bags of Oreos.
What kind of those?
Before, but I ate one.
What kind of those?
This one is double stuffed, but they call it double cream here.
Okay.
This one's Lady Gaga. I think this is regular.
What makes it Lady Gaga?
I think it's just a branding. It's regular.
It doesn't have like pink filling.
Whoa, that's it. Pink. It's Lady Gaga on pink.
I don't know, but the wrapping is pink. I'm going to grab some almonds.
Okay, so
what was your favorite snack on set?
My favorite snack on set? I can't remember, but I know when I had a cold one time, they made me these like ginger shots that were fucking bomb.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to filling, it has regular filling.
Why is it Lady Gaga?
It's just floating out.
Have you ever done like a mukbang? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. No, but I should. Okay, so I want to shout out. We are now streaming in certain countries in South America and the Caribbean. So all the fans out there, they can finally watch Generation.
Hola. It's streaming in Brazil?
It's streaming in Brazil.
That's so cool.
I don't know the country.
One of my good friends is Brazilian. And my friends have to make brigadeiro for him. It's like they're like one of their like most known like desserts. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like condensed milk and chocolate, and they're like these little balls. And they're so good.
What country has HBO Max? Okay, so HBO is now available in 39 territories across Latin America and the Caribbean, including Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Costa Rica. Oh, what the fuck? You have to tell me all the countries. And more.
That's so exciting.
I was even thinking about doing Puerto Rico. I was thinking about doing, because there are certain members of the cast that speak Spanish. I was thinking about doing nobody speaks Portuguese, unfortunately, for Brazil, but I was thinking about doing a live entirely in Spanish. I obviously would just put it on my Instagram, I wouldn't really talk, and just like have everyone answer questions in Spanish.
That'd be so cool. Who's fluent? Chase is fluent, and Bailey.
And Bailey is fluent too, I think.
And Nava, I think, is fluent.
And Nava, so I can have Nava too, because
she's fluent.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Anguilla, Antigua, Argentina, Aruba, BVI, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bolivia, Brazil, Cayman Islands, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Montserrat, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Suriname. There's one I've never heard of.
That's so cool. And wait, this is on mute. Oh my god.
Trinidad, Tobago, and Caicos, Uruguay, Venezuela.
Qué bueno. That's so good. So I wonder if people like to watch with subtitles or if they like to, like, is there like a dubbing option to watch?
I think usually there's a dubbing option and there's a subtitles option. I love our show. Oh, Indonesia's also included in those territories. Indonesia's not in. Wait, where's Indonesia? Okay, I don't know. Ben just texted me Indonesia, so I assume that means Indonesia is. Okay. Anyway, there's subtitles, but I love our show is that we do have some scenes entirely in Spanish without English subtitles. I think that's really important because it shifts this idea that English is like the main language of the world.
Yeah.
It's like everything is just for the consumption of English speakers. So there's like, I love that we have scenes in our show that's like in Spanish, and that's just Spanish.
Me too. I love that. Yeah, especially the things that are like are said in Spanish. They're just like, yeah, they're the things that like if you are somebody that understands the language, like those words that have to be said in English, like
right.
That like words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said, "Luce, I can bark if you want."
Let's hear it.
Okay, let's see. I kind of have to go to the bathroom. Do you want to entertain one?
Go to the bathroom. Yeah.
Okay. You can answer some questions.
Okay. I want to know if there was anybody that liked Luce at any point. You can. Okay. You need to watch your voice dubbed in Portuguese. It's very cute. I wonder who did that. Okay, I'm gonna answer questions. I see you're barking, but I don't know how to see them. Okay, let's do some questions. What's going on? Where's everybody watching from? Okay, we have some people that like Luce. Just curious. People want to know her past. Yeah, I think she has a lot that like we could know more about her and that would like tell us why she acts the way that she does. She's out in Brazil. I felt bad yourself in this video right now. Yeah, true. Oh, only the host can do the question. So you can ask them in the comments if you want. And also, I want to know people's favorite outfits from any character. Thanks, Ben. I love you, Ben.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
My hand hurts so bad.
What did you just drop?
A cinnamon thing. As a Latina, I'm always rooting for everyone of color, including my prima, Luce.
Aw. Hola, prima. I think Luce is in the Somebody said if the show isn't in a country that has HBO, they just need to get a VPN.
Yes, but I have a VPN and I use it to watch HBO Max while I was out here in Ireland. And then all of a sudden it stopped working, which is so frustrating because I can't watch Generation anymore.
No!
So,
At least that's an option, though.
What'd you say?
At least that's like an option that people don't.
I think they made it so you can't do it anymore. I think HBO is because you all the VPN usage and they stopped it. Unless someone else has a VPN that works, but mine is just completely separate. Like every time I go on HBO Max, like, you're using a VPN and you don't allow that. I'm like, well, that's long. I can't fit this service.
I asked people what their favorite outfits were. Somebody said they liked the Delilah outfit. What was your favorite, like, of anyone?
Of anyone? Oh, I mean, Chester's are all my favorite Chesters. But I wasn't paying attention to mine. I feel like they're really cool. These jeans are really cool.
I loved your that pearl jacket, the pearl.
The hammer straight up, it was fire.
I loved that.
Okay, let's see. We can answer 3 more questions. Do you like to watch yourself in projects that you do?
I watch them, but I don't necessarily like it. But I like to see the project. But I think it's hard to watch myself. What about you?
Yeah, when I first started out, I didn't like watching myself. But then I was like, I got over that. I was like, it's important I watch myself so I can see how I can improve.
Yeah, that's true.
So I watch myself, I'm like, oh, that was great. I was gonna like that, and I watch myself, I like that choice. But now I know the next time, like, that doesn't translate as well as other choices. Like,
Yeah.
Are there any loose deleted scenes? I don't think so.
I feel like almost everything I shot.
I think
I'm thinking if there are any more written in that I didn't see in the show. Oh, there were like lines and stuff at the dinner because when it had to get changed after the whole science experiment thing that we already shot, and then like that had to be changed into some of the ones that made sense, I think, and so that scene went differently. He's gone. The arts is line. You guys did something together. I loved when we had scenes together. Well, it was mainly just that skate park scene.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a skate park scene. I love when I run up to you and I grab you. I'm like, how about that day in the finale?
Oh yeah, I love that too. That was so cute.
That was really fun. We had the GSA scene. Sure, the bus was a lot of fun.
The bus was fun.
What was something when I was annoyed about the fridge?
The fridge stuff was so funny. The fridge reminded me so much of like so many like just like men in my life that are like, oh yeah, I can fix it. This will heal like me, right? I can fix it, and then like half the time I make it worse. It's just like, but showing that like confidence in being able to fix something is so real, especially to just like, I don't know, a certain type of dude.
Yeah, I agree. But it's more badass when Lucy.
Yeah, I think it was cool she could actually do it. And it was funny because I remember when we were shooting that, Chase was like, have you ever like had to fix a fridge? And I was like, actually, like 2 weeks ago, this exact problem happened to my refrigerator. And I was like, trying to fix my fridge with like a low dryer, like to to melt it down, and it was like the exact line that I said, whatever about the bridge was something that I was just doing in my house.
We love art imitating life.
I know. Like, I know this too well for my own liking.
Okay.
My mom's rooting for Luce and was like, yeah, baby, you tell that. One of my sisters loved Luce and wanted Luce to get right.
I love this right. Makes me like one of your French bridges. Yeah, I think someone really specific over you. Mari second name.
Luce asked for Marisela for the beer. That was funny. Luce asked for a beer after she fixed the fridge, and then Greta's mom gave them mezcal instead. That's like a one up for a beer.
But also, like, it's just so keeping Luce's personality. Like, this is what I want. I don't care anymore. I don't care about you. Like, I want a beer.
Yeah, I love that. I love that scene, the whole dinner scene. I remember like when I read it, I was so excited. I like didn't stop thinking about it for like 3 days because it was so well written. Just like how all of the
Were
there.
It's one of my favorite scenes.
That was so fun to do it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they were all drinking mezcal.
You got a playlist for this?
Oh yeah, I had a few actually. I had like a few different people in my life that I felt like would be really good influences for me to take in. I asked them to make me playlists, and then I like took from each of those, and yeah, I had a good playlist.
How did you get into acting?
I started acting in Miami, like doing commercials and stuff like that, and then I did theater in high school, and I like wanted to do theater in college, but I ended up going to school in Orlando for journalism, and then my sister, I had 2 sisters, and they're both actors too. One of them was in Miami doing like the commercial scene, and somebody told her about the TV and film industry in Georgia. And so this was in like 2000, I don't remember when, but it wasn't huge yet. And so we went up to Georgia and tried to get agents for TV and film in Atlanta, and just kind of started there and lived there for a little while and started working. And then somebody goes to UCF, that's where I went. So exciting.
Did you why did you want to be an actor though?
I fell in love with it in high school doing theater. It was like I remember my friends and I we like made this pantomime for one of our drama competitions. And we like got to do it at the state level and perform on like the biggest stage I had performed on. And I remember in the rehearsal for that, just like thinking it was so cool that something that we created and we got to express was going to make somebody feel something differently than like what they were feeling like before they saw it. And like after having done that on like to like the biggest audience I performed to, I was just like I want to do this like forever. And I thought it was so special. And that was just like I'll never forget that moment.
I love people who fall in love with something and realize they want to do it for a living and do it. Like I really admire that people. Like you're like, oh, I want to do this, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do commercials, then I'm gonna go to Georgia, and I'm gonna get an agent, and I'm gonna do TV and film, and I'm gonna, I admire that so much.
Yeah, I wanted to take that too.
They start pursuing their dreams and realize how hard it is, and not step overnight and give up. You know,
A lot of times start.
I want to be an actor since I was like a kid. I want to be an actor, and I got my agent when I was doing theater all through elementary school and just like school plays and stuff. In middle school, I got my agent when I was 15. Did commercials. I went to an performing arts school, high school, because I was like, acting's all I want to do in my life. But I was like, I would study it. I took classes in LA. I read plays on my days off. Like it was my everything. It was like my life. It still is. And then got agent 15. Did commercials for a while. Got dropped from my agent. I was like, fuck, I don't care. I'm still gonna do this. We gotta do it. And then I remember I never had plans for college. I graduated high school. I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, I'll just read plays. I'll just like read plays and I'll just study. I'll just audition for local theater and that kind of stuff. And then I was like, fuck, I'll go to community college. I went to half a semester community college. The worst acting class of my life. So I was like, fuck it, it's acting. And then I go back to movies and the rest was history.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing too. When it's just like
I my whole life. And I was like, that's what I do and that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I love that. I feel so lucky to be able to just even have something that I love so much and be able to chase it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
You have like you're like, this is my one thing.
Yeah,
No. You get so many no's. You're like, I still all I want to do. Like, I'm not gonna do anything else. Like,
yeah.
I was fully willing. I remember the time I was like, I'm fully willing to just like, fucking, like, I'll just act in love here. You know, this is like, I don't care how I'm gonna do it. This is
yes. Yeah. That's so important. I think so many different things too. It's my sister always said that too. She's like in terms of like making it anything. She's like, if there's no other option, like if it's just gonna be the thing that you do, you're gonna find a way to do it. And like you don't need somebody to tell you you've gotten to a certain place to say that you made it or that like you're successful. Like, if you're doing it, you're doing it. And that's just like there's no other way to do it. Or if there's no other thing to do, then it's just like it's the only option.
I agree. And I also this is why I also tell people when they like try to distinguish like when people are like, oh, you're an actor. What makes you an actor is when you start like making money off of acting. Like, no, what makes you an actor is when you fall in love with acting. You're like, this is what I want to do in my life. Like, regardless of where you're at in your career, it's like what makes you an actor is the fact that you act. So, like,
Exactly.
You're an actor.
No, exactly.
Yeah. But I think it was that resolution that I was like, I don't care how and what capacity I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do this. It was a moment where I remember I would just like record monologues. I would just do monologues and post them on YouTube. And I wasn't acting in theater or anything. So I was like, well, fuck this. I'm gonna learn plays. I'm gonna learn monologues, and I'm gonna film them. Like,
yes. Yeah.
You're
gonna do it. You're acting. Yeah. That's how you spend your time.
And I'm great when I can do it in a much larger capacity, but like, it's just it's the innate art of it that drew me to it.
Yeah, and the mindset of yourself.
Yeah. Okay, we'll ask one more question and then we'll wrap it up. Oh, that's a really good question, but I think that's for Greta, enough for you. Do you think Luce will get her own POV in season 2? If so, what might it be?
I don't know the answer to that question if she will or not, but I think maybe exploring her family could be cool too. Seeing like how her coming out journey affected how she moves through relationships now. Like if it's something that they have to be just like personal to her and just like make it what she wanted, or she touched on it a little bit. She was like talking about her mom to Greta about how she kind of just had to like tell her mom like this is me and like I'm just gonna go for it. And so I would be interested to see kind of like that play out, maybe like the aftermath of that or like where her mom is at now, because family support is such a big thing in how you move through just like life, and so that'd be interesting. So I feel like Luce has a lot of brothers.
I also think like it'd be interesting to see because they kind of sounded like based on that like one or two lines they saying that's with Greta that self-sufficient as she did. Was because I have anyone really in my corner.
That's what I was thinking was a big part of it. Yeah, it's just that like if you're gonna have to go against the grain in any sort of way and like do it on your own, then you're still gonna do it. You're gonna be alone doing it, and so yeah, maybe that causes her to like be so pushy just to try to get more people in.
Yeah.
I miss you, Ben.
Miss you, Ben. Yeah, it's more like LGBTQ character storylines and experience that people into.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. Like growing up in Anaheim, there's a large Latinx community, and so I mean, obviously Ben and Daniel and Zelda had some time when casting the show, but I love how many Latinx characters are in the show and how many queer Latinx characters are in the show. I think it's so important to see underrepresented, and it also remind you so much of home.
I know.
It's like really accurate to like how Anaheim is. So
it's so cool. It was so cool to see so many just like people of different. Yeah, just like such a diverse group, and it wasn't their ethnicities or anything marginalized about them that made them. Or that like was the only thing about them. It was just like we were all there, and it was such a real representation of like a group. And yeah, that's definitely like not on TV enough.
But then also we didn't ignore that part. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes we'll be like, that's diverse, but we'll never talk about race, and we'll never talk about
right.
And it's like race everyone's face, and then but it's also not their race storyline. You know what I mean? It's really cool. But anyway,
it was so special.
I appreciate this. I'm happy that it worked out again. I know it took a few tries.
I know.
But now we got there in the end. I'm sad because I saved you for last because I thought it would be obviously you saved us for last. But it's sad because this is the last live, and it means that there's not going to be much generation content until we get confirmed for season 2. I'm still thinking about doing that, maybe like a Spanish live for.
Yeah, Spanish live would be cool. We should do it.
Cool.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing all of them. Thanks for just like talking so much about it. I think even just all of us being able to talk about this is so moving and cool, and I've always been so proud to be a part of this show. So fingers crossed for more.
Fingers crossed.
Justice.
I love you so much. Justice.
Thanks to everyone for watching.
Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Love you, Justice. Love you, Marcus.
I'll see you when I get to LA, yeah?
Okay, yeah, I'll see you.
Okay.
Bye.
This is it. I'm just reiterating myself, but love all of you guys so much. Thank you for speaking up about the show. Thank you for your continued support. And keep raising your voices and keep trending the hashtags that you're trending and keep talking about the show and keep sharing your personal experiences with the show, like how the show is personally impacting you. That's really important as well, because it's valuable to see how our show is impacting masses and representing the communities that we want to represent. So to get verification on that and to get affirmation that we're doing the thing that we set out to do is not only incredibly important to me, incredibly important to the creators of the show, but also important to the people that make the decisions. So the more you can tell your own personal stories and embrace your truth in that regard, the more likely I hope it is that we can continue to tell the story, because we can prove that it is making a change. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you hopefully soon. All right, bye.